Hey, Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, underneath Commanding General Yohana, and we are not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. And tonight, man, we're going to bring out something very heavy, man. We're going to bring out something very heavy, and we're going to bring out another tradition that is celebrated by our oppressors, in which our people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, get suckered into every year, man. This year we have Christmas coming around next week. And even though us as black, Latinos, and Native Indians are suffering right now from the coronavirus, we're still going to try to celebrate this tradition. We're still going to try to take time out of our lives to take all the money that we have to celebrate Christmas. And this is just another horrible tradition, man. Another horrible tradition, man. Right. We are already going through a pandemic right now as black, Latinos, and Native Indians. We see the coronavirus on the rise more. Like, it's getting worse. It's even on the more rise right now. More people have got sick. When ISUPK told blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians, when we went on the streets and told our brothers and sisters, man, not to celebrate Thanksgiving, they still went and celebrated it anyway.
That's right.
And now they're saying that with people celebrating Thanksgiving, now the pandemic has even gotten worse. They said coronavirus has did it increase even more due to people traveling all around America to celebrate Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeking I find this article. I'm seeking I find this article. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and this is what the article says about the coronavirus right here. It says 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, U.S. coronavirus cases up 20%, deaths top 300,000. Like, that is the result of not listening to the Most High. That is the result of wanting to do what you want to do and not serve the Most High. So now we have a 20% increase on the coronavirus just from Thanksgiving alone. Just from Thanksgiving alone. Like, when we get on these streets and we try to wake our people up and teach them the truth, we don't do this for our own good. We don't do this because, like we should just get out there and do this. We do this so we can save your lives, man. This is the order that has been given from General Yohana for us to do, to get out here and wake our people up, man, and tell them the truth. And that's what we do. We get out here and we try to wake our people up and tell them the truth. And we told blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians that celebrating Thanksgiving was going to be the reason why a lot of our people are going to die even more this year. And now we have another day coming next week, which is called Christmas, and where blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians are going to work longer hours, take money from places that they don't even have, and just take it and do God knows what for the money. You know what I'm saying? Around this time of year right here, crimes are on the crime rate increases by 30% in America every Christmas. So there's 30% increase on robbery. You know what I'm saying? So like it was a situation where, I don't know if you've seen this on the news or not, but it happened in Greenville. It was two brothers. They went on a robbing spree in Greenville, and they robbed 6 different gas stations. Dang. And yesterday I went to the Cricket Wireless, and the devil that was in there working in there, she was one of their first victims at the gas station who got robbed. And she was just informing me on what happened, with the situation. And she was like, yeah, they came in, they held the gun to me at gunpoint. And, she said, when I turned around to give him a cigarette, she said, that's when he had the gun pointed at me.
Right.
And she said that he went to 6 different locations in different counties. So she's saying each county is going to charge them. She said just alone off the case with her, they're already looking at 20 years. So they got 6 different cases of that. So with her, they got 20, and they still got 5 more. So I was just thinking, and I thought to myself when she said that, I said, it's always like this when it comes to Christmas.
Right.
Because Christmas is just another day that teaches blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians how to be selfish.
That's right.
That's what we learn when we go out here and celebrate these traditions.
That's right.
Like, these traditions have nothing to do with us. This is America's traditions.
That's right.
This isn't our tradition. You got to remember something. Christmas was outlawed in the 1800s.
That's right.
You were not even able to celebrate Christmas because the so-called Americans, the founding fathers, already knew the history, the dark history on Christmas and what it really meant, and the things that were behind it and how wicked it was. But businessmen knew the money that they can make from Christmas.
That's right.
They knew if we do Christmas, more toys will sell, more businesses will increase. We're able to boost our economy if we're able to celebrate Christmas.
That's right.
And that's what we see right now. Christmas has nothing to do with your children. It has nothing to do with the birth of Jesus Christ, who y'all evenly call Jesus Christ. It has nothing to do with the Christmas spirit or anything. It's all big business. It's all about corporations continuing to get rich. If y'all don't know, Christmas is one of the biggest days besides Mother's Day and Easter where they make an unbelievably amount of money. They make an unbelievably amount of money, man. Because our people get out here and try to keep up with America, man.
That's right.
And we try to do the same thing they do because we want our kids to have a smile on their face too. Because we envy our oppressors. We see their children with smiles on their faces and happy. Guess what we want to do? We want our children to have smile on their faces.
That's right.
We see our kids sitting on Santa Claus' lap getting presents. We see their children sitting on Santa Claus' laps getting presents and gifts. We want our children to do the same thing. We want to be just like our oppressors. We want our children to smile. When what we should do as Black, Latinos, and Native Indians come back and serve the Most High.
Yeah, right.
Because we should look around and see that the Most High is not with this place. He's not with us doing all of these various things. And just like this article I'm about to read and bring out to you right now, we tried to warn our people not to celebrate Thanksgiving this year. We tried to tell our people not to pile into these. We've been saying this since 1969 that celebrating these traditions of the oppressor is going to get you killed.
That's right.
General Yohana has been saying this and passing this down to brothers and sisters, man, telling us not to celebrate these traditions, not to go and worship these heathen traditions. And he told us that this was going to get us killed. And not only did he tell us first, but then even the oppressors came out and told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians and Americans, don't pile into the houses for Thanksgiving with the coronavirus on the rise like how it is. And people didn't want to listen, and guess what? 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, the U.S. coronavirus cases is up 20%.
Dang.
With a total of 300,000 deaths. That's what happens when you don't listen to the priests and prophets of the ISUPK.
That's right.
I'm the new Commander General Yohana, man. And I'm going to read this article. I'm going to let y'all get some of this article right here, and it reads. It says, health officials worried that Thanksgiving will add to the nation's already increasing cases of coronavirus. And now, 2 weeks after the holiday, America's new cases and deaths are breaking records. Good night. So, niggas wanted to eat turkey so bad that they breaking records with the coronavirus now. That turkey must have been so spectacular for y'all to break the records with coronavirus.
It's like it if I could.
What kind, sir?
It's such a heavy thing because people don't really see the pattern. Like every time that spirit, that demonic spirit of the so-called holiday seasons, every time that comes around, that's when the most deaths, the most evil things, the robbing, the murdering, the raping, that's when this stuff happens the most. You got to think about it. Even molestation. Molestation goes up on them holidays, man.
Right.
Because one of your children is getting molested by one of their uncles who came in town to celebrate Christmas with you.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of those things that happens, man. Halloween. You don't know how many people getting raped behind closed doors out there in masks or whatever. Like that's like to me, Halloween is like what's that movie that we was watching? What's that movie that we watched that day where it's 1 day out of the year, everybody can murder each other?
The Purge.
The Purge. Halloween reminds me of The Purge, where you go and you put masks on and you go out there, even though you claim you getting candy. That's an opportunity for some deviant, some disgusting bastard to go out there and rape your child or molest your child or murder them.
Kind of a
So during these holidays, those crimes, that evil, that wickedness, it comes out in more, which is more proof or shows you that the Lord hates these holidays. He hates this holiday season.
Right.
This so-called Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Easter, them holidays, man, in that group. You know what I'm saying? He hates all of the holidays, but it's just always in this season. You know what I'm saying? Between, September and damn March, where all of that crime and those things that you bringing out happens.
Right.
That's all I want to say about it.
God, that's heavy as hell, out of one. And so, like I said, if I could, just to go on what you were saying, like we should understand that these traditions are like horrible. Mm-hmm. And like you were saying with Thanksgiving, with Halloween is a pedophile's best day. Like, come on, you a pedophile. You like kids. What's better than being able to wear a mask and pass out candy to kids? That's like a dream. That is like a fantasy for a child molester.
That's right.
To be able to put on a mask and give out candy to children. Like, they don't even give a damn. Like, the kids don't even care. The parents don't care. It's like, let me put a mask on and wear something where I'm naked underneath and give candy to these little children. And the parents gonna send the kids up there, trick or treat. He gets the candy, she gets the candy, they leave. And guess what? That pedophile is going to watch your child from then and there out.
Man, come on, man.
That might be Santa Claus next, goddamn.
Yeah.
You go take him to sit on Santa Claus lap, and it's the same bastard who gave them candy. He in the Santa Claus suit, butt naked, holding kids. And I got a good article for that Santa Claus out of line.
Man, I'm right.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and continue to read. So, like it, sir.
Go ahead.
It's and the article reads. It says, in the 2 weeks since Thanksgiving, the record for the highest number of new cases in a single day has been broken 4 times. Good night, man. Listen, y'all think the Most High is playing around, man? Like, y'all, we obviously see black folks and Latinos and Native Indians haven't learned from Thanksgiving.
Right.
So, okay, go ahead. Y'all want to celebrate Christmas? We just trying to warn y'all, man. We just trying to warn you of what's to come. That's all we're trying to do, man. Salak. I'm gonna continue to read this article. All right, and the article reads, it says, the highest number of new cases in a single day has been broken 4 times, according to Johns Hopkins University data tracker. The new record, 200,775 cases was set this past Friday, while an increase in testing can contribute to more cases. The positivity rate, the percentage of people who test positive for the virus, is also increasing in all but 2 states in the District of Columbia, indicating possible rise in infections. As of Monday, Vermont and Hawaii are the only states to see their positivity rate decrease from the previous week. According to Johns Hopkins, the 7-day moving average from the United States as a whole is up about 2% from where it was around Thanksgiving. Compared with the 2 weeks leading up to Thanksgiving, coronavirus cases and hospitalizations are up by 20%, and the numbers of deaths rose by more than 30% in the 2 weeks after last Wednesday. So in 2 weeks, the coronavirus rate increased by 20%, and the death rate increased by 30%. That was just in 2 weeks. And it says last Wednesday, daily deaths surpassed 3,000 for the first time since the start of the pandemic. And y'all don't want to believe that the coronavirus is sent from the Most High? Like, how come the coronavirus kills more on one of the paganism traditions days, on one of those days? On Thanksgiving, ever since Thanksgiving has happened, within 2 weeks, they say the death toll has increased by 30%, with an average of 3,000 people dying every day due to coronavirus. Every day, 3,000 people are dying from coronavirus ever since Thanksgiving. And y'all want to say that the ISUPK is we wrong for saying what we say about Thanksgiving and all of these traditions? The Most High is not with none of these days, man.
That's right.
He's not with none of this. He doesn't agree with these oppressors' traditions because he knows what it does to his people.
That's right.
Us celebrating these traditions causes us to be oppressed more. Causes us to go into debt, causes us to go into deep depressions, because you got to think about it. How many people have family members that they love to death? You know, family members that they love, that they, you know, spend a lot of time with, and then you have them to pass away. And when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas, the only thing you're left with is memories of being with that person. So what happens to a lot of blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians around these times of the year? They go into deep depressions. They get sad. You know what I'm saying? They get very sad. They just thinking about their loved one that used to be there who's not there anymore. So these holidays are a very depressing time, man.
That's right.
You know, that's why the Most High told us not to stay away from these things. So like I said, if I could, would it be okay if I get Romans chapter 12 and 21, sir? That we're not supposed to be keeping and following any of these traditions, man.
Is it Romans what?
Chapter 12, verse 21, sir. And we know it feels so good to celebrate it. We understand. Because once we were in the world also, and we know the hype. We know, it makes you feel good having your kids and, doing this and having them to open up the presents, and you celebrate Thanksgiving with your family, you with people you haven't seen in a long time. But this is what y'all don't know. The Christian church doesn't teach y'all and tell y'all that the Most High hates these days, man.
That's right.
Because he know all of it leads back to paganism. He know if you're celebrating these days, you're going to stray far away from him and what he wants you to do. Because we have our own feast days. Matter of fact, we're still going through one right now, which is the Feast of Dedication. We're still going through those days right now, because guess what? Those are one of our traditions that the Most High gave to us to keep. He didn't give us Thanksgiving or Christmas or all of these wicked traditions, man.
That's right.
He didn't give us these things. All right, I'm gonna read a little more of this article. I'm gonna get off of it. All right, and it says, last Wednesday, daily deaths surpassed 3,000 for the first time since the start of the pandemic, a record that was broken 2 days later when 3,300 deaths were reported as of Monday. 300,267 people have died from the coronavirus, according to John Hopkins tracker. Good night. Damn. It reads, says we are in the time frame now that probably for the next 60 to 90 days, we're going to have more deaths per day than we had at 9/11. Or when we had Pearl Harbor. Dr. Robert Redfield, director of the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, said during the Council on Foreign Relations event last Thursday.
So, like, if you could read that again, with that one part again, about them comparing it to 9/11.
They said we are in the next frame. We are in the time frame now that probably for the next 60 to 90 days, we're going to have more deaths per day than we had at 9/11.
Salakia, he said more deaths per day than we've had at 9/11. Like, you got to think about how many people died all at once that day that happened. And he talking about that being that many people dying every day. Like, that's the Lord right there.
That's the Lord out of one. God damn, get the Lord in here. God damn.
And of course it's a tragic thing. You know what I'm saying? We don't celebrate the death. We don't want to see death on this earth, man. We don't want to see people dying. We don't want that. But when you disobey the Lord, it comes with consequences.
Right. God, good night. Good night. Salaka, sir. I'm gonna keep reading the rest of it. It says, we're going to have more deaths per day than we had at 9/11 or we had at Pearl Harbor. They said it's gonna be more deaths per day than 9/11 and Pearl Harbor.
Oh, man, come on.
We're talking about two dramatic events that happened in America. We had Pearl Harbor. They made a movie about Pearl Harbor. I think it had, what was his name? Ben Affleck in it. You know, the Edomite devils love Ben Affleck. They be like, look at the chin on him, you know. They love Ben Affleck. He played Pearl Harbor. It was a glorious movie. And then you had 9/11, in which, you know, never forget, like they say, never forget. You know what I'm saying? We had Nicolas Cage running up and down the steps in that movie, but they're saying now that the coronavirus is going to kill more per day than both of these dramatic and tragic events that has been put in America's history. This is the hand of the Most High. This is what this is. The hand of the Most High is upon this kingdom, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, they always want to tell us, always remember 9/11, don't forget, you know, we're going to remember Pearl Harbor. But now the Most High is killing 3,000, he's allowing 3,000 people to die every day from the coronavirus, man. All right, we're going to keep reading a little more of this article. And it says, at the 2-week mark, officials could start seeing the impact of Thanksgiving travel and gatherings on the pandemic. But Dr. Anthony Fauci, director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, said the full brunt of it may take another week. So, So, even though 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving fell on the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. It was the 27th, if I'm not mistaken.
Something like that.
So, we about 2 weeks in right now. So, they said it might take another week for us really to start see the increase on it even more. Like, it's going to take another week and it's going to get real. And like, you think about it, 2 weeks after Thanksgiving, and you give it another week, what falls in play right after that? Christmas.
That's right.
And y'all don't want to believe that. I know it sounds harsh because, like, obviously not as I said, like, I don't want to say it, we don't take pleasure in seeing our people die. We don't glorify the death of our people.
That's right.
But we do understand what the Most High is doing.
Damn right.
We understand because he's a man of war, and that's what we've been trained. And we understand this warfare that he's putting upon this place. Like, he's shutting this empire down, and this is what he does. This is how the Most High operates.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, our people don't want to wake up and realize that celebrating these traditions has nothing to do with the Lord. Has nothing to do with the laws, the statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Like I said earlier, the only thing Christmas teaches our people how to do is to be selfish. That's it. How to be selfish and worry about yourself. That's it. Because what are you always hearing people say about Christmas? I got to get me and mine straight for Christmas. I'm going to have presents underneath the tree for my kids. And you see people do some of the most wickedest things to get presents underneath their trees, man.
That's right.
You know how I know? Because I was doing wicked things at one point in time in my life to put presents underneath that ragged ass tree, slide.
Right.
Damn ungrateful kids. I love y'all kids, but damn kids ungrateful as hell. You get them something, you don't went out there and jeopardize your life and your freedom, and you get it for me. Within 2 seconds of opening up the box, okay, all right, cool. I should steal off on you or something.
You would have went out there, so like if I could, you would have went out there working that damn 9 to 5, making like $10 a day.
Oh, damn.
And you done went behind on bills. You done skipped rent a couple times, almost got goddamn evicted. You know what I'm saying? Because you try to make sure that Christmas is right.
Right.
And then you go and buy all of that shit.
Oh, sir.
So like, excuse my language, then you go buy all that stuff for the first day they say, oh, that wasn't what I wanted.
Kid, you bought me a Monopoly board? I thought y'all kids like Monopoly. That's what we grew up on. They look at you like you the evilest bastard on the planet.
Monopoly?
What the hell is
they
this?
They was a PlayStation 5, bro.
Ooh wee, Salaya. Thank the Most High for the UPK that we do not. Oh my goodness, man. Good night. Oh man, so like I'm gonna read some more of this article right here. It says, Dr. Fawcett said, he said, I think we have not yet seen the post-Thanksgiving peak. Fawcett told the Today Show on December the 4th. The thing that concerns me is that it abutes right on the Christmas holiday as people start to travel and shop and congregate. We keep telling y'all, man, this is the Most High, man.
Yeah, right.
He's destroying these traditions, these wicked paganism traditions. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't see the pattern. Like I don't want to say, y'all don't see the pattern. It's like y'all wanted to go out here and celebrate Thanksgiving. You wanted to do this and pretty much spit in the face of our native Indian brothers.
That's right.
You wanted to go sit down and enjoy your turkey and watch your football game, people willing and knowing that Thanksgiving is the day that they celebrate the slaughter of the native Indians. Like people knew this, and what did people do? Still went out and celebrated. So what did the Most High do? Increase coronavirus by 20%. Increase the death toll on coronavirus by 30%.
That's right.
And guess what now? People still didn't want to listen when he said don't celebrate Thanksgiving. And people still gonna go out here and celebrate Christmas. So guess what's going to happen now? More people are going to get sick. Because what do people do? I think people travel more on Christmas than they do on Thanksgiving.
That's right.
Like all these people went inside of these. And we was talking about this. We said people are going to go eat with their family at Thanksgiving and then go run inside the stores on Black Friday. Mm-hmm. And we seen it. We seen the videos of people fighting over TVs and doing all type of crazy stuff to get stuff off the pallet. Like when people were running inside of these stores and getting all these various items, there were people in there who were infected with the coronavirus. So you think about that, like all these people inside of Walmart's, Best Buy, standing in the lines, trying to get all these things. There were people in the lines sick, people inside of these stores infected with the coronavirus. And guess what happened? It got spread around. People got it. And guess what? People still haven't learned because what do? They still out here Christmas shopping, still putting their life in jeopardy by going to get presents and toys and do all of these various things just to, try to please their kids. And coronavirus is killing 3,000 people a day. And people still gonna go inside of these stores and try to buy all of these different toys and everything just to make their kids happy.
That's right.
And this devil, Fawcett said, we haven't even seen the peak of it yet. Like we haven't even seen the peak. And he said that, the thing that concerns him the most was the Christmas holiday. That's as right. People started to travel and shop and congregate. Like the ISUPK has been warning our people for years not to celebrate Christmas. This paganism tradition, which comes from Nimrod, a Hamite, which was adopted by the Greeks and by the Romans who turned it into all of these different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't get it. The Most High is not with these traditions.
That's right.
So you go out there and try to keep these traditions, that sin is going to come upon you as well, man.
Yeah, I'm right.
The consequences, like the scripture says, come out of her, my people, be not partakers of her sins and her plagues. Like when you try to associate yourself with this place, you're going to be partakers of her sin and of her plagues. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. We're not trying to, put no bad on nobody, but don't be surprised.
Yeah, I'm right.
You can't act surprised when you get sick, when you catch it, because you went against what the Most High said, man. And people still not going to learn. People still going to be sick and still try to celebrate Christmas.
That's right.
They're going to be coughing and sneezing and still have that red hat on their head. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas. Let me get some eggnog. Get out of here. You are sick. Go back in your room.
Right.
Like people are still going to try and celebrate it, and that's just how destroyed we are, man. I'm gonna read the rest of this article, man, because this is a heavy article, man. All right, and it says, the spike in cases is putting additional strain on healthcare facilities that are already being stretched in to help mitigate the outbreak. State and local officials are cracking down on social gatherings and banning indoor dining. Unlike in the spring and summer when restaurants could move tables outdoors to keep their business running, The cold temperatures in the winter pose significant challenges for restaurants that are under outdoor dining only mandates. Restaurants and hospital associations are pushing back. Melissa Fletcher, president and CEO of the New York State Restaurant Association, called the ban indoor dining a huge blow to New York City restaurants. The unfair and devastating actions, she said, would invariably result in massive layoffs and vast closures right before the holidays. That's all I'm gonna bring out of that. And y'all don't understand, like, it's not good for people to be laid off. We understand that. But y'all don't understand the whole plot behind this. The Most High allows people to get laid off from their jobs so you won't celebrate Christmas. Just so he can try to save your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, he cares about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Without us not being in the truth, we don't understand the love and the mercy the Most High is trying to show us.
That's right.
You know, what you might think might be bad is actually a good thing. We know that you might be poor, you can't celebrate Christmas, you can't buy your kids gifts. We understand that. But at the same time, Christmas is a paganism tradition. Putting that tree inside of your house is a paganism tradition. And the Most High is trying to show some mercy on you. So he allows the coronavirus to come in rapid, shut down your job. You get laid off. You can't work. You don't have money to buy the gifts. But guess what? You're able to live and survive. What's more important? Getting gifts underneath the tree and celebrating this paganism tradition? Or the Most High giving you a chance to live and to get in these classes and watch these videos and learn what you're doing, which is wrong. You know what I'm saying? Trying to celebrate Christmas. So, like, so you didn't have that scripture, did you?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay, kind of. So I'm ready whenever you is out of one. Kind of. So.
Romans chapter 12, which one was it, verse what?
21, sir.
Okay, so like it. Romans chapter 12, verse 21. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
Right. We're not supposed to be overcome. Be not overcome of evil, man. No, don't let this evil overcome you during these times right now, man. We know Christmas is, you know, we understand Christmas, man. We know this is a time of the year where, you know, the children be the happiest, they're smiling. You want to put that smile on your face. Because I understand, us as Black, Latinos, and Native Indian parents, we love our children. And nothing makes us more happy than seeing them with a smile on their face. We understand that. But Christmas is a paganistic tradition. And look at all the evil that is being done on before Christmas. Like people don't understand, man. You don't understand that brothers and sisters, man, Black, Latinos, and Native Indians do some of the worst things around this time of the year to provide for their children for Christmas. You know, sisters go out here and prostitute themselves in a horrible rate in order to get gifts for their children. You know what I'm saying? Like sisters, they got their that Fans Me page now. Sisters is doing God knows what to get money to buy Christmas for their children. And
it's called Salaki. I think it's called Fans Only.
Fans Only.
Fans, something like that.
Oh yeah, Only Fans. Dang, you said
Fans Only.
Fans Only.
Yeah, something like that.
It's one of them.
It's the site where you can go and you know, basically do pornographic or stripping type material on videos and get paid for it.
Good.
You know.
So like it's like you know, they usually be in a strip club doing it and people throwing money at you, but now they can just look at you on the computer screen like a pervert and give you money.
That's what it's called, OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Sister made a joke. She said prostitutes don't have air conditioners in their house. She said they got OnlyFans. Good. And I was like, damn. The sister said it's so heavy. Kind of slack, so you can read it again, slack, sir.
So let me get back to it. Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12, verse 21. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
Right, and we have to overcome this evil with good. And how do you overcome that evil with good? by serving the Most High and staying away from these paganism traditions, man. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been saying, man, since 1969, Christmas has nothing to do with Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. It has nothing. It's like, you want to break another one?
No, I was just gonna say, brother had Aisha Allah. He said, Salakia, the worst thing is back in the day, it was great as a man to get a cleavage pick, but now all you need is $15. It's sad.
Right. Sisters do God knows what for $20, man, on their OnlyFans thing. They'll do God knows what for $20, man.
And so like if I could, for the sake of making sure that spoiled brat that you got get that new toy or get that new PlayStation or whatever the heck it is that they want, you gonna go and show some, excuse my language, show some ass and some titties.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? So that you can, so that child can, that spoiled brat can get the toys that they want, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, have some goddamn integrity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Have a backbone. Like don't go out there degrading yourself. And that's what Christmas promotes.
Right.
And because you're pushed inside of a corner, you're pressured to feel like if I don't give my child this for Christmas, a good Christmas, then I'm a failure as a parent. That if I don't give my child a good Christmas, then I failed them, I failed everybody in my damn family. And it's horrible. It's horrible for you to have that mentality when in reality, if you knew that celebrating Christmas was evil and against the Most High, you would serve the Most High, man.
Right.
You would serve the Most High. You would do it with a backbone, you know what I'm saying, with integrity, with loyalty to the truth, and the Lord would just, whatever it is that you desire, the Lord would give it to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to go and follow the traditions of our enemy, you know what I'm saying, and wondering why you broke, wondering why you got to go degrade yourself, why you got to show ass and breast on the internet just to make some money. You know what I'm saying? When you could just start serving the Most High. The Most High doesn't require you to be a damn prostitute or a whore in order to, to have riches or to have a good lifestyle. He don't require that.
Right.
All he requires is your goddamn loyalty, man.
Damn right.
That's all I had to say.
Damn right, out of one. That's heavy as hell, out of one. And so like I said, to go off what you were saying, out of one, it's not hard to serve the Most High, man. Like he's not asking you for much, man. He's just telling you, don't do this, don't do that. Don't make yourself look like a fool out here trying to go out here and celebrate Christmas. Because once Christmas is over, guess what? That reputation of you being a whore is still going to be with you. That reputation is still going to be with you. You know what I'm saying? All that robbing you do, like so many people get robbed on before the holidays. It's crazy, man. Like the death toll increases more in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. Brothers be want to get their kids gifts, and with jobs closing down this year, like with the coronavirus picking up and brothers can't work jobs right now, like brothers and sisters do anything to get money for these kids, man. Like that's crazy. Like America has shut down all of these various jobs. There's no jobs that are open like that really right now. Donald Trump didn't give people the stimulus check. So people are poor right now, but yet we still find some kind of way to get money to buy gifts and presents for these children, man.
That's right.
Some kind of way. And then once this holiday is over, guess what? Like you're back broke. And that's why the scripture says, be not overcome of evil, man. Don't let this evil overcome you, man. Don't partake in these things, man. Don't go out here robbing and stealing and downgrade yourself just so you can get presents for some child who don't even deserve the damn presents already. Damn kids bad as hell, man. Kids on the online virtual school sleep, cussing out the teachers, turning their screen off, and you still gonna go buy presents. Still gonna make a way to go buy them the PS5 and all of these various things. And what are you teaching your children by doing these things? What are you teaching your children by, even though that they're bad as hell, you still gonna get them gifts? What are you teaching them? You're teaching your children that no matter how I act, I still can be rewarded with good things. Like no matter what I do, mama still gonna make sure I'm straight. She gonna buy me some clothes at least. You know what I'm saying? Because parents in the world, they still gonna do that. Even though the child might be bad as hell, they still gonna get a kid something.
Right.
I have yet met one black, Hispanic, or Native Indian parent who doesn't, who does not get the badass kids still some type of gifts. They still get them gifts and toys. They let them open the presents up, then they tell them, well, you was bad, so I'm gonna put the presents up. Like, what the hell difference does it make? He already know he got it, or she got it. Salaki. Like this is a horrible day, man. This is a horrible time of the year right here. Like we are already in hell, man, and yet we still try to make some way to still celebrate these traditions, man. And just like I was reading out the article earlier, we see what has happened now with our people trying to celebrate Thanksgiving. Like with us doing Thanksgiving, the coronavirus has increased by 20% and the death toll by 30%. And now they're saying more people are going to die. The same amount of people that died on 9/11, which was like 3,000 something people, that's going to be a daily thing. It's going to be 9/11 every day from the coronavirus.
That's right.
This is the hand of the Most High upon this wicked kingdom, man. Do not partake of her. Do not be partakers of her sin, man. Come out of her, man. Don't celebrate Christmas, man. Save your children's lives, man. Don't do it, man. So like I said, if I could, out of one, could I get Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1? So we're going to go ahead and try to break down a little bit of this Christmas.
Yeah, I'm right. And if I could also say, man,
Kind of.
and I was thinking about that scripture you about to bring out, Jeremiah chapter 10. I was thinking about it because it's such a horrible, Christmas is such a horrible spirit that it's like if you don't have like this, if you don't have the tools like what we have in ISUPK necessary to teach us, or the Spirit of Christ to show us how not to be such a diabolical, disgusting bastard, you know what I'm saying, then no matter how much truth you get or learn, you know what I'm saying, you're going to still side with what's evil and what's wicked. You're going to side with Satan. Right. You know what I'm saying? I was at work the other day. I was at my slavery, and there was this brother. This brother always, he would, because when you in the ISUPK, you know what I'm saying, just how you carry yourself, everybody know you're a part of something that's different. Right. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, so they feel like I got to go talk. So, when you around, people see you, they want to talk to you. They want to see what you about, see what you doing. They see this roughneck nigga, you know what I'm saying, with the beard and, you know what I'm saying, and he wearing the Hebrew Academy. I wear my Hebrew Academy jacket, my cover at work or whatever. I wear boots and everything. I'll be up in there, full UPK spirit. Right. You know what I'm saying? So they'll come up to me and talk. So this brother, you know what I'm saying, he used to ask me questions, but one time he asked me about Christmas, how do I feel about Christmas and holidays? And I was like, well, first off, specifically, Christmas, all the holidays are against the law of the Most High. But I can show you a scripture where the Most High where Jeremiah describes Christmas to the T. You know what I'm saying? The Christmas tree and all of that. And I showed him. And even after I showed him, because me, like, after I show you and you sitting there, oh yeah, you right, I see what you're talking about. I ask him this question, I'll be like, okay, so after hearing that scripture, and what I said, how do you feel about Christmas now? And the first thing that Negro said was, well, I believe everybody got their own opinions and beliefs about scriptures. All right, I was no sweat, brother. No sweat. Shalom.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom. That's how evil that spirit of Christmas is, man, because it'll get on you. It's so heavy, it won't allow you to see right or see clearly. Like I'm showing him, this is the Bible that he believes in. Right. Because he calls himself a Christian. Good, nice. You know what I'm saying? And I'm showing him the Bible that the verses in this Bible that he believes in. But the minute I show him this, I'm showing him where it says the workman works his hands with the axe, and he goes and gets a tree and he stands it upright and he put bulbs on it and this and that and he's still not grasping the fact that it's wicked and that the scriptures say, you know what I'm saying, that the customs of the people are in vain, man. Right. So that spirit it's a heavy satanic spirit on our people, man. And he was not accepting it, and it was coming out of what he claims to be his moral compass. Right. Like, come on, man.
It's a lie, so that's so heavy out of one. It's like you showed the brother the scriptures. Like it's just more proof to show you that Christianity is a lie. Christians don't believe in the Bible like they say. Right now, in some church, they have a Christmas tree standing up tall with the star, with the little white baby Jesus in the manger, with the three kings coming by.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's in a church right now.
Right.
That's in somebody's church. And they have the Bible. And in the Bible, when you read the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10, this is what it says about trying to do these things with this Christmas tree, man. The Christmas tree is in the Bible. That tree that you have standing up in your house, a brother posted a picture of a tree. He said, I was just laughing because I was just like, brothers is still trying to celebrate this. He said, Dollar Tree looked me right in my eyes and told me that this was a full-grown tree in his box. And the brother pulled the tree out the box and he had an iridescent Christmas tree. And I was just like, y'all just don't get it, man. Like, what are you doing? Like, my real mama was like, she told me, she was like, her husband, well, he asked her for money to get stuff for Christmas. Like, he's like, yo, I want to take some money and go get some stuff for Christmas gifts. Like, not gifts, but for decorations.
Right.
And she said she just looked at him. She was like, you a grown-ass man. She was like, what are you doing? She was like, what are you doing? He was like, what? She's like, you a grown-ass man. She's like, what are we decorating for? She said, your daughter's 17. She was like, you 44 years old. She was like, what are you doing? He was like, I'm just trying to be in the Christmas spirit. And I was just like, that is so gay, man.
It's like if I could.
Come on, sir.
Like our people, man, we was warriors, man. We were men of renown. You know what I'm saying? We was prepared for war.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The men today, we are so destroyed on this earth that our men today, man, we out there painting Easter eggs and
God
like just
damn.
think about how it sounds. Like we painting Easter eggs, all right? You know what I'm saying? We out here wrapping presents, all right?
Oh, man.
Back in the day, we used to be out there, you know, practicing our swordsmanship. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we used to be out there practicing our swordsmanship. We used to be out there, you know, doing men things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But today, we out here painting Easter eggs. We running around with our kids, picking up Easter eggs and Christmas and Halloween, putting on costumes and asking for candy, begging for candy. Like, that's how destroyed we are.
You a grown man with a costume on, and you want somebody to take you serious. Like and it's so sad, man. Cause like you said, we are warriors, man. Like I see some of the toughest gangbangers, even the same way. Like a sister. I was watching the sister video, and I was just watching, like her husband, who's notorious for being ruthless in the streets. I watch as he put the star on top of the tree, and I thought to myself, I was like, this is a bitch ass nigga. I was like, little does he know. I pray he finds the truth, so when he sees this video, he's gonna say, take it down, because it was just so disturbing to see this brother, Cock Diesel, always fighting in the streets on top of the chair, put the star up there.
Come on, man.
And I was just like, damn.
Come on.
But this Christmas spirit is
it's hard.
Christmas spirit, it falls right in between the homosexual spirit and a drug addict spirit, man. It falls right in the line of that, man. It's like it's a heavy addiction, man. It's like, what don't we understand, man? Like, this has nothing to do with the Most High, man. Salaki, sir.
You know, and Salaki, if I could, I hope I'm not misquoting this when I say this. I'm gonna get the scripture for you. I think it was Captain Mashak that said this, and forgive me if I misquoted this, but Captain Mashak said that I think he said, I trust the crackhead more than I trust the Christian. And you know, of course, Christmas is that's the religion. Christmas is the holiday of Christians. And he said because he said he'd rather help. I think he said I'd rather help a crackhead than to help a Christian because at least crackheads know they have a problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Christians think they just right. You go to a crackhead, you tell a crackhead, yeah, You need to stop doing drugs. He'd be like, I know.
Right.
But you know, the Christians or whatever, they just don't believe they wrong for that garbage, man.
Good night.
It's just hella evil.
Guys, good night. And that's so heavy out of one, because it makes me think about this, like, you gave the event with the brother. It's the same way with him. Like, you trying to tell this brother, like, listen, brother, Christmas is wrong. It's just like a brother being on drugs. You're like, brother, smoking crack is wrong. And you tell the brother, hey, brother, Christmas is wrong. It goes against the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. And the brother still just be like, everybody got their own beliefs. Like, with a straight face. And he's like, I'm not going to let this stop me from doing this. Like, no sweat, Doc.
No sweat.
Go get your gifts. Go get your toys. Enjoy yourself. Just like we said about Thanksgiving, don't be surprised when you catch the coronavirus. We telling you now, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Don't act, don't cry, because we're warning you. We're telling you right now what's going to happen behind people trying to celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of these things. And I'm going to go in a little bit on Christmas to give people just a little bit, you know, where the Christmas tree even comes from and what you really have in your house.
Yeah, right.
Because what people don't understand is when you read into the Bible, this has always been something that has plagued the Israelites, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Christmas has always been something that has plagued us. You know what I'm saying? Because it's never been a part of our culture to keep it, but it's always been the heathen tradition. And one thing about it, this tradition of Christmas comes from the Hamites, which are Africans, and which was stolen by the so-called Greeks and passed down to the Romans. And the Romans today being the so-called Caucasian man here in America, the Roman Catholic Church, all of these various people, they still keep these same traditions and pass it down now.
That's right.
So we're going to get into a couple of scriptures to show you where Christmas comes from. And we're going to get into an article showing you some history on Christmas. I was going to get Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1.
Okay. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord selected. Hear ye the word which Yahweh speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Verse 2. Thus saith Yahweh, learn not the way of the heathen.
Learn not the way of the heathen. Because this tradition that you're celebrating is a tradition from the heathens. When you celebrate Christmas, just know that you're keeping something that some filthy, disgusting heathen does. Like, we are a holy people. Like, we are God's children. Do you think God really wants us to be falling after some disgusting, filthy heathens? Like, when we keep Christmas, it's like us following after a rat. Because that's how the Most High looks at these heathen nations. They're nothing. They're like spittle spit. They're like a drop, like from a vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so when we get up and start celebrating these things, we pretty much downgrade ourselves to the epitome of a rat, to the epitome of a dog, to a roach, to a spit, to water that has fell from a vessel. Because the Most High does not give a damn about these traditions, man.
That's right.
So like, sir, about that, you go ahead, I don't want.
And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
Because these heathens are dismayed at the signs of the heaven. Because one thing about it, what do when it comes to Christmas? They always like to talk about the heavens, the stars with the lining up, and the what's them guys they talking about, the guys that came and brought gifts to Christ and all of this, because they are dismayed at the signs of heaven. Matter of fact, they're talking about this is going to be the year right now that you're going to be able to see the stars that the guys followed to find Christ. You're going to be able to see it now in the Americas, because these devils are dismayed at the signs of heaven, and we shouldn't. So you go ahead, I don't want.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
Right.
And it's like, if I could, it's so heavy that you say that, because you got so many fake Israelite groups and other groups out here that follows the moon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they think if it's the full moon, is that's the return of Christ, or the full moon mean, this empire gonna, man, the Lord said, be not dismayed at the signs in the heavens, man. Like, don't be worried about that. We got everything we need to know right here in the 1611 King James Version Bible and Apocrypha, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That tells us everything we need to know. The only thing that we should be focused on as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians is following the teachings of Christ, which is what Commander Junior Yohana is teaching us, which is what the ISUPK is teaching black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? There's no reason why we should be gazing up in the damn stars trying to figure out how things is gonna be. You just don't want order, man.
Right.
You don't want to be in order. You don't want to follow orders. You don't want to be one body. You just want to be your own self, thinking that you're going to have all the goddamn answers from just looking up in the damn stars.
Good night.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Don't be dismayed at them. So like, yeah, I keep rooting for you.
Kind, sir.
All right, verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain.
Right, because these customs are vain. They don't mean anything. What does Christmas mean to? What are we getting from Christmas? What financial gain do we get from Christmas? How does it benefit us as black, Latinos, and Native Indians when we set up that stupid Christmas tree and put presents underneath it? How does that benefit us? Does that stop us from the oppressions that we go through in America? Us putting a Christmas tree in our houses, does it stop cops from shooting us dead in the streets? With us putting Christmas trees in our house, does it get black, Latinos, and Native Indians off of drugs? Does it stop the prostitution? Does it stop the child molestation? Does it make the abortion rate slow down? Because if anything, the abortion clinics are going to be packed even more after Christmas is over with. Because sisters are going to hoard themselves out even more. And brothers are going to pay these sisters to hoard themselves out so they can get gifts for the kids and celebrate Christmas. Like, these traditions are vain. This custom of these heathens is vain in the eyes of the Most High. It means nothing. Because what is it teaching our children? What are our kids learning by celebrating Christmas? What does it learn? How is that going to benefit their lives any by putting presents underneath a tree?
Right.
Think about it. It's like you going outside, it's a tree in your yard, and you get gifts and you just put gifts underneath the tree. Like, you wouldn't do that at any other time of the day, because guess what? You do that in the middle of July, and guess what people are going to say? Oh, you crazy, man. The hell you doing? Oh, I'm putting presents underneath the tree, man. Nigga, it's July. Why are you doing that? You crazy. But then December the 25th come, you putting gifts underneath the tree, but you don't think you crazy.
So like, if I could,
sir.
Jill Muhammad last class was so heavy, but he said something. He mentioned something where he had for the the past feast of dedication. You know what I'm saying? And he said that the reason why, you know what I'm saying, like our oppressors would force us to eat pork and keep eating pork, is so that eventually we will like it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you get a people to like it and want to do it over and over again, eat it over and over again.
Right.
It's the same with Christmas. Like, our enemies have taught us to celebrate a custom that didn't never belong to us, that we never had to be part of.
Right.
And so now we do it so much effortlessly because we've learned to love something that is not our tradition. Now we don't even care that it means nothing.
Right.
We don't care that it's a vain holiday. It just pleases us to do something that we were forced to do from over the years, man.
Good night. Sir, that is so heavy. General Muhammad is so right. Because good night, man. It's like in the 1800s, like, you wasn't even allowed to celebrate Christmas. But rich businessmen seeing that this would give the economy a boost. So, and even in the 1800s, we were slaves. Like, we weren't even able to celebrate none of these things. But like Ottawa said, over time and time, they start teaching us how to do it. Y'all do this, do that. Come on, y'all, get into the Christmas spirit. Get into the Christmas spirit. And eventually, look at this now, 2020, black people out there, I think we celebrate Christmas harder than these oppressors do. Like, we have more of a Christmas spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is
It's like it, if I could, that's the point, man. Because not only that it's like they're getting a lot of benefits out of us being destroyed like that. First off, we have no power against them. When we celebrating their law, when we celebrating, you know what I'm saying, we out there disobeying our God, our power, and obeying them, we have made them our gods. So we stay in a docile, you know, and very slave-like mentality because we decide to follow their traditions. And then at the same time, not only that, we are feeding their economy. We're making America great. You know what I'm saying? Like Donald Trump hollered, make America great again. Hell, as long as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians are slaves in America, it's going to be great.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't going to be until we realize that we're slaves and we stop being slaves that this damn nation is going to crumble, man.
Right. God, now, and that's heavy as hell, out of one. And that's what we made ourselves to be. We just a bunch of slaves who can be consumed. We just that nation of people who can be consumed because around this time of the year, like y'all don't understand. I'm gonna pull up how much money is made from Christmas.
I got 2 questions up here too.
Come on, sir.
On the topic. The first question, this is by the young man Trey Davis. Trey Davis says, "What does vain mean?"
I'm gonna get that definition from him right now.
Okay, and the second question he has is, what should you tell your people that gets you a gift or something? So in other words, what should you tell, you know, family members if they try to give you a gift for Christmas or whatever?
It's like I just telling you don't celebrate it and don't take the gift because even when you accept that gift, it's still saying that I celebrate it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you take that gift, guess what your family gonna be like? He said he gonna celebrate Christmas, but I gave him a gift. Did he take the gift? You know he took the gift. You know he took it. Now you out there with the J's on and they like, I told you, that boy ain't gonna change. It's only when you start to tell them, don't get me anything.
That's right.
When they start to take you serious. It's like when they get you a gift, it's like, hey, I got you, son. Hey, you keep it. And I know it seems like it can't be done, but it can be done. We do it all the time. Family members go get us gifts. Hey, I got the kids some gifts for Christmas. Keep it. Keep it. Keep it. Don't give it to them. No. Tell the kids all the time, don't take that. Put that back. No, we're not taking that. If you're going to get my kids something, get them something another time in the year. Give it to them in February or March or something. Why you can't do that? Why it got to be on Christmas? We got a whole year and you won't give my kids nothing, but soon as Christmas come, well, I know y'all don't celebrate Christmas, but I got the kids something. You're going to come to the house and that gift is going to be on the trash can or on the front porch, waiting on you to come get it. Hopefully somebody steals it. Because I'm not going to be mad. You might be mad. Oh, what happened to the gift I got the kids? Oh, somebody stole it. How they steal it? I put it on the front porch. Yeah, don't take that gift off. Fight that demon off. Don't let that demon get you to where you are in the Christmas spirit. Because you're transitioning yourself into this truth. And you already know Christmas is a paganism tradition. So even when you take that gift, even though you tell them that you don't celebrate it, and you accept that gift, they still gonna look at you and say, he celebrates it. He still celebrates it. And I'm gonna get that definition for vain for you too, Art. That's a good question, Art.
I'll get it for you real quick.
Okay, come on, sir.
Vain, in the Merriam-Webster dictionary, having or showing undue or excessive pride in one's appearance or achievements, conceited. Another definition is marked by futility or ineffectualness, unsuccessful, useless.
So you said what that was again, another one?
Marked by futility or ineffectualness, unsuccessful, useless.
Oh, because that's what Christmas is. It is useless.
So like if I could,
Kind.
I got 2 more definitions that'll hit it right on the head.
Kind of one kind.
All right. Having no real value, idle, worthless, foolish, and silly.
Ooh wee. So like, can we hold that 2 out of 1? Because I wanted to go right into this next scripture in Jeremiah.
Good. I get you. Yeah, no sweat.
Good night.
What was you on 3?
Kind, sir.
For the customs of the people are vain.
Ooh wee, like out of 1 was saying, worthless, foolish. It means it's useless. It means nothing. It's like, so you got it out of 1.
And silly, it's like it.
Damn.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest.
Ooh wee, here we go.
The work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Ooh wee, that sound familiar. What is that talking about when it says the workman cutteth a tree out the forest? Then they decorate it with silver and gold. What is that talking about? I'm asking the people that's in the class, if you tuned in, what is that talking about when it says the workman who cutteth a tree out the forest and deck it, which means decorate it with silver and gold? What is that talking about? What other tradition in America, in the world, associates itself with a tree which is cut out of a forest, then is decorated with silver and gold?
Salakia, you got 2 answers so far. Young man Trey Davis says Christmas.
Ooh wee. Hey brother, you hit it right on the head. Come, select, sir.
And then Sister Yashar Banat, she says the tree. I'm guessing she was referring to the Christmas tree.
Come. Both of those answers are correct. It is Christmas. It is the Christmas tree. This is during the time of Jeremiah. This is way before Christmas has even been pushed in America. During the time of Jeremiah, we were celebrating this tree. You know what I'm saying? Christmas wasn't called Christmas back then, but that same custom of that Christmas tree being cut out of the forest and being decorated with silver and gold, that has always been a custom, because that tradition came from the Babylonians, which is Nimrod's family. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so can we read that scripture again, out of 1?
I also have another question.
Come on.
Sister Yaila says, what if you take it on another day? Because my family insists. This year I want to be strong. So she said, I guess she's asking, instead of taking a present or some gift that's given to you on Christmas, what if you take it on another, like you receive the gift on another day?
What would you say? I don't want to.
I give you the best answer. The answer I've always, you understand, gotten from General Muhammad and my understanding of the truth. You still don't take it, man.
Right.
Because it's still in the spirit of Christmas. When somebody is saying, okay, I know you don't celebrate Christmas, I'll just give you this gift on another day, that's still them trying to put, enforce Christmas on you. Now, it's different if they just giving you a random gift throughout the year. They could just give you something, for whatever reason, but they're doing it around that time. They're still celebrating Christmas. They're still trying to get you to participate in that, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That it's still an evil spirit, and it's still to draw you in, because then what's going to happen? Every year you're going to be expecting a present around that time, even if it's not on that day. You know what I'm saying? And that's still damn near worshiping the Christmas. So it's still the same thing. So, it's best to just say, you know what, I don't want gifts in or around these holidays. Like, just don't give me that. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the best way to deal with it.
Right. And I don't want to hit it right on the head. That's why we said what we said. Like, don't take the gift. Don't take it. Because as soon as you take it, they're going to know, hey, listen, she don't celebrate Christmas or he don't celebrate Christmas, but just give him the gift on December the 27th. Like, they still got you. It's like, don't give it to him on December the 25th, and give it to him on the 27th. You know what I'm saying? Because then they still gonna know, like, they say they don't celebrate Christmas, but yet they still take the gifts. And like you said, sis, you want to be strong and shit. Damn right, and you want to be strong, sis. And how you show them that you're strong is when you don't take the gift. Because when you give them the gift back, they gonna be like, damn, he or she is serious. They real serious about it. And it's not easy because, hey, sometimes them gifts might look good. Family member might have your $200 gift card and you like, damn, this nigga done got me a $200 gift card. Who are you going to please more, the Most High or your family? Because when you get that gift card back, you're like, nah, listen, man, I told y'all I don't celebrate Christmas, man. Well, I ain't giving it to you on Christmas. It's still in the Christmas spirit. They gonna think you crazy, but they gonna know that you are serious and you mean business when it comes to serving the Most High. They gonna respect you even more. They not even gonna get it to you. They gonna be like, man, listen, man, they don't celebrate Christmas. Don't try to get them any type of gifts at all. Don't do none of that. If you want to do something for them, just do it during the year. They'll take it like that, but it ain't gonna have to be nothing associated with Christmas. It's like,
right, and that's absolutely right. If y'all give them a hand, man, that's absolutely right. Because you know what I'm saying. Your family in the world ain't gonna take you seriously until you can show them you is not really playing with that, man.
Right.
And even still, they may not take you seriously, but at the end of the day, you know you're in the right with the Most High. You know that you detest Christmas so much, you detest Thanksgiving and all these holidays so much that you won't even take a gift if he even feels like they're giving it to you because of Christmas.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's the same with Thanksgiving. Like, you know what I'm saying? You may not, like, what day does Thanksgiving fall on? The 25th, 27th? Whatever the day is, whatever the official day of Thanksgiving. Y'all forget because I don't celebrate. It's been that damn long since I ain't celebrated no damn Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, even on that day, you know, everybody's going to cook up a turkey. They're going to have that turkey on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? You trying to, oh, I'm going to cook this turkey the week before. I'm going to cook the turkey a day after or a day before or a week after. Listen, we already know what it is, and it's truth, man. Like, when we see you and you out there talking about some, you know, I ain't going to do it on Thanksgiving, but I'll do it the day after, the day before. You still celebrate. You still got Thanksgiving inside of you.
Right.
Man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be, because you could have cooked Salaki, you could have cooked the turkey any time of the year, way before that. But you doing it around that year, and that's just like you still got it in you to want to do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to, you got to rinse all of that garbage out of you, man. You got to shake all of that Christianity. That's why Paul said you got every day in this truth. You got to die every day, man. Right. You got to shed that garbage off every day to the point where you can around the like it gives you a headache when the holidays come around. You don't even want to be seen. You like the Grinch on the holidays. You know, I'm like the Grinch on holidays. Like I don't even say nothing to me about no damn Christmas.
Shout out to the Grinch.
and Mr. Scrooge.
My
humbug. You know what I'm saying? That's how you just gotta be when it comes to these holidays. You know what I'm saying? Choose the loyalty of the Most High over that, man. Because at the end of the day, this place is going to burn because of these holidays, man. And you don't want to be like Lot's wife, man. You don't want to be like Lot's wife. You don't want to turn back and be, sad because you can't celebrate Christmas no more because the whole city on fire, or you gonna end up like her.
Good night.
That's all I'm gonna say about that.
God, that is so heavy, I want. The UPK is like the Grinch. We ain't gonna steal your gift, but we gonna steal your joy. We gonna shut you. You gonna be so happy. You go, oh, Christmas, everybody. Nigga, Christmas is wicked. You go, oh damn, who is this?
So like, if I could, family's gonna be over there at Walmart and then, I'm gonna get Officer Nuts out of this or Officer Bun this or I'm gonna give them this or whatever. And as soon as they bring it to you, you already know I don't celebrate that. You're gonna break that damn heart, man.
I'm not trying to. My brother got me a turkey for Thanksgiving. And guess what? He still has that turkey. I love you, brother.
That turkey will not get cooked in this house, brother.
Hey, he called me that. He said, bro, I got you a turkey, man. I said, oh, okay, cool. That turkey is still in the freezer. Now, come February,
right.
I might think about it.
Right, exactly.
Like, bro, you still got that turkey? Like, man, I cooked that thing 2 months ago. Oh, okay, no sweat out. Like, come on, y'all. Like, we are serious in this UPK. Like, it is no, listen, sister, what you doing is so heavy. Like, fight that spirit off. You know, that brother Trey, young man, brother Trey, man, fight that spirit off. You're going to go into conflict with your family, especially when you have children. Especially when you have children and they have grandparents. Like, your family is going to, it takes time. It takes time sometimes for your family to start realizing that, okay, they're serious. This is what they believe in. This is a part of their life. They're not going to celebrate it. Because we all went through the same thing with coming in this truth, brothers and sisters. Like if you went born into this truth and you transition yourself into this truth, we all went through the same thing. We all went to the becoming the black sheep in the family, being outcast, everybody looking at you like you crazy. Like, my family laughed at me when I told them I ain't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not my immediate family, but like some other family members, they laughed. I was like, nah, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving and Christmas. And they went into a full-fledged laugh, like roasting laugh, like, this nigga say he don't celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving, this nigga crazy. Like, I was like, no sweat. But now, with everything going in the news, I wonder who's laughing now. Who's laughing now? Mm-hmm. Who's laughing now? All right.
So I got another question real quick.
Come on, sir.
Young man Trey Davis says, my friend's birthday this month, and I was trying to get her something, but not for Christmas. Could I wait?
Even with celebrating birthdays is another heathen tradition. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you read into the scriptures, I'm not gonna pull the scripture, but I'm gonna tell you about a time. It was a time when Joseph was one of the sons of one of the sons of Jacob. Now, Jacob got sold into slavery by his brothers. When he got sold into slavery, he got sold into some Arabians, and then he ended up in Egypt. While his time in Egypt, he got put into prison. While his time in prison in Egypt, Joseph had he had showed some people what their dreams had meant. It was one of Pharaoh's chefs, and it was one of Pharaoh's guys who poured his wine. Now, the guy who was cooking the food for the Pharaoh told Joseph what his dream was about. He said he had a dream with his head. His head was being plucked by birds. And Joseph interpreted that dream from him, telling him that he was going to die and get his head cut off. And that's what happened to him. And the birds that was picking at his head were vultures picking at his head because his head got cut off. And then the guy that poured the wine for Pharaoh, he had a dream. And when Joseph broke that down, Joseph told him also that, he was going to be back in the favor of Pharaoh. And Joseph told him when he got out of prison, he said, don't forget about me. Let Pharaoh know what I do. So Pharaoh had a dream, and it was about the plague that was coming into Egypt. And the guy that poured Pharaoh's wine told Pharaoh about Joseph. And when he told Pharaoh about Joseph, he came and got Joseph. And around this time when he came and got Joseph out of prison, this was Pharaoh's birthday. Pharaoh was celebrating his birthday. You know what I'm saying? This is like the first instant when we see where birthdays are mentioned in the Bible. Because if you don't understand, birthdays is also a custom that has been celebrated by heathens. It's a heathen tradition. That's why it was saying the Egyptians, the Pharaoh, was celebrating his birthday, because we never have celebrated our birthdays as Israelites. Birthdays have always been the heathen tradition. It comes from the Hamites. It goes way back. But one thing about the so-called Caucasian men, the Romans, which are the Edomites, they will adopt everybody's culture because they have no culture. And what they do is they fight with many nations of people. And when they conquer these people, they take all of their traditions and they associate it with themselves. Their history, their archaeological evidence, no different than what they did with us when they said Christ was a white man when he's really black, according to the Bible. These Romans, these Edomites, these oppressors, which today are the so-called Caucasian race, they just took a hold of these different nations' traditions and put it into their lives. Like birthdays, Christmas, Mother's Day, all of these different traditions. These traditions came from other heathen nations. So don't get that sister anything. Don't buy anything for my birthday or Christmas, because even celebrating birthdays is another heathen tradition. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to worship yourself on any day. Because what are you doing? You're getting that sister gifts. You're bringing her gifts on the day for what? When she wants to be worshipped. You know, she might not see it like that. You might not see it like that, but that's how the Most High sees it. You're not worshiping him. You're not bringing him anything. But guess what? Guess who you are bringing something to? That sister. You're bringing her gifts. You're showing her worship. She's being uplifted on that day. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get her anything. Don't do it, brother. Just be strong. I know it might seem like, you know, it might seem wrong, but don't do it. Hey, hell, you might lose the sister behind it. But who do you want to please more, her or the Most High? Who do you want to please more? Who do you want to serve, her or the Most High?
It's like, if I could, what you want to do is you want to go and research the tradition of birthdays. It comes from Greco-Roman culture.
Right.
You understand? And it's a tradition that was started so that one man couldn't be the only person ever being honored or given some honor. It was a day for everybody to be able to have their own honor. You know what I'm saying? So go and do the research on that. It's basically a day. It's basically allowing everybody to feel or be worshipped as a god. So it's still idol worship. You understand? We don't celebrate our birthdays. It's vain, just like any other holiday. You know, and so you definitely want to go and do the research on Greco-Roman culture and traditions and research birthdays, and it'll tell you how birthdays is not biblical. You understand? And that birthdays come from a paganistic background.
Right.
And so, Lucky, I got another question up here.
Come on, sir.
Two things right here. The first one, Sister Yaila, she says, so basically, we should just get our loved ones random gifts and thought of appreciation throughout the year to avoid being in the holiday spirit.
Right.
So, if you mind if I say something?
No, lie, so you got
to. So if I could, it's nothing wrong with gifting, you know what I'm saying, at all. Nothing wrong, like we do it in the ISUPK. You know what I'm saying? You might see a brother might have a nice Dawa chain or whatever. He might be like, well, you know, I appreciate this brother. He might just decide to give that chain or those his garment or, you know, whatever to another brother. Or, you know, a sister might have a dress, a Passover dress that she wore last year. She might see a sister that could fit it, and she might decide to give it to her, or whatever the case. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's nothing wrong with gifting. The whole point of what we're saying is you don't gift in this. Do not gift in the spirit of these holidays. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep yourself far away from practicing the activities of these holidays. You know what I'm saying? And that's about it. Like, when it comes to that. And then the next question she has, I think she says, Sister Yada says, this is my last question. So what about weddings? I know that's women worship and pagan. Do we do them in the ISUPK or no? Did you want to answer that?
You got it out of one.
You want to go ahead?
You got it out of one.
So in the ISUPK, you understand, we understand that sex is marriage, and in the ISUPK it is a traditional thing for Commanding General Yohana to give his daughter over to, you know what I'm saying, to a brother. You know what I'm saying? So you might see every now and then in videos and you know, some pictures on Facebook where, you know, a brother and sister, you know, may have been given, you know, a sister may have been given into the hands of a brother, and they've been brought together, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we do, you know, ceremonies like weddings here. But the spirit of weddings in the world, you know, all of that stuff right there, that's all part of, you know, that's pagan. You know, that's all, you know, Roman. Really, weddings in the world is a way of worshiping that woman. Right. Like, that's what it's made for, because that wedding is really about her. You know what I'm saying? That ring, her dress, everything, the decorations, it's really about her. You know what I'm saying? And then the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we don't worship women. They do that in the conscious community. They do that in the Christian church. We don't worship women. We love black women. We don't put black women at the top of the totem pole.
Right.
We don't do that up in here, man. So yes, you will see. So yes, we do a style of wedding, a traditional ceremony. You know, which was the type of ceremony that Joseph and Mary would have done if Joseph didn't break the 1 year rule.
Give it up, Joseph.
But yeah, so I mean that's how that is. That's how that's done. You know what I'm saying? The way it's done in the world is a tradition that comes again from Greco-Roman, you know, a Greco-Roman tradition. But the way we do it is not in that same spirit. So you want to look for what is done in the spirit of the Most High and not done in the spirit of our enemy, who is the white man, who is the devil on this earth.
Right.
That's all.
Damn. All right, out of one. That's heavy, out of one. And so, like, sir, if I could, out of one, like that whole wedding vibe is for that woman. Even when the man goes propose to her, he's showing submission to that woman. That's by right. Getting down on his knee, showing her that I submit to you. Like, I never could do it. When I was in the world, I didn't even do it like that. I did it in a room somewhere where no one could see me. It was not romantic. I was in the world. I was thinking to myself, and even back then, I always had that spirit, like, I do not want to make myself look weak. Because I just always knew it was something weak about watching a man get down on his knee, bowing, like, just, will you marry me? Like, nigga, you look weak. Like, and brothers wonder why women don't respect you as much. It might seem all lovey-dovey and good. You know, she loves it. You know, she loves it. But deep in his heart, he doesn't want to get on this damn knee.
Right.
Like, he don't want to back. Come on, man. You just be real. Brothers, be real. Be real with your woman. You know you don't want to get down on that one knee and propose and everybody looking at you and, oh, look at him, he's so weak. No. So like I said, I'm gonna go in a little bit before we close out. I'm gonna show you some of these articles. I'm gonna show you where this Christmas tree comes from. So like I said, can we get that again about the Christmas tree out of one?
Yeah, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold.
Cons.
They fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Verse 5. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born.
Right. Because back then, during the time of Jeremiah, we were still being forced to celebrate this tradition, dealing with the palm tree and this tradition coming from Nimrod. Because if you know anything about the time of Jeremiah, we were enslaved. We were slaves underneath the Babylonians. And the Babylonians back then were Cushites. You know what I'm saying? So this was always a tradition that has been upon these Babylonians. You know what I'm saying? Like celebrating this day that goes back to Nimrod. Now I'm gonna bring out some artists, some history about Nimrod and where that tree comes from. All right. In this article, it says, the Nimrod tree, Nimrod, the Lord of Christmas. And it starts out by saying, Nimrod started the great organized worldly opposites from God that has domained this world until now. Nimrod married his own mother, whose name was Semiramis. After Nimrod's death, his so-called mother/wife, Semiramis, propagated the evil doctrine of the survival of Nimrod as a spirit being. She claimed a full-grown evergreen tree sprang overnight from a dead tree stump, which symbolized the springing forth unto new life. Of the dead Nimrod, on each anniversary of his birth, she claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and live gifts upon it. She claimed Nimrod would visit the evergreen tree and leave gifts upon it. December the 25th was his birthday of Nimrod. This is the real origin of the Christmas tree. That's just, I'm going to read some more. It says, traditionally, and this is from a book called The Plain Truth About Christmas by David J. Stewart. This book was published December the 24th. And it reads, it says, traditionally, a Yule log was burned. It says, a Yule log was burned in a fireplace. On Christmas Eve, during the night, as the log and bearers died, there appeared in the room as by a magic a Christmas tree surrounded by gifts. The Yule log represented the sun god Nimrod, and the Christmas tree represented himself, resurrected as his own son Tammuz. So our Christmas tree and our Yule log tremendously meaning, but not a Christian meaning. The Yule log is the dead Nimrod, human ruler of ancient Babylon, who was eventually defined as the Son incarnated and hence a god, the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree is a mythological Tammuz, the slain god to come to life again. And it says the real origin of Christmas goes back to ancient Babylon. It is bound up in the organized apostasy with which Satan has gripped and deceived the world these many centuries. Yeah, so that's it on that. But it just goes to show you, it's just showing you that this whole tradition of Christmas came from the Babylonians. This is why Jeremiah is talking about it during his time, because we were in captivity underneath the Babylonians in slavery. And this was always a tradition that they kept, because who was Nimrod? Nimrod was a Babylonian. He was from their family. He was one of their predecessors. He was one of their top family members. And so what did they do? They kept that custom alive, or worshiping him as the sun god and keeping that tree. And back then, you would get killed for not keeping these traditions. But now, look at us now. We celebrate Christmas with no problem. And it's still the same thing. We still get killed. We still get murdered and slaughtered in the streets when we try to celebrate Christmas. Because the Most High is not with this tradition. So when you set up that tree in your house, you're really showing worship to Nimrod. You're really worshiping the Babylonian paganism tradition. That's where this tradition comes from. It has nothing to do with God. It has nothing to do with the Bible. That's why the Bible goes against it. That's why Jeremiah spoke against it. He was against the Babylonians and their traditions and their wicked paganism holidays, man. So
if I could, what you want to do, and I'm gonna have to research to find the article, because I used to have that article. I actually brought it out in camp one day a long time ago. But what you want to do is you want to find the story about Nimrod and Semiramis. And what you want to do is you want to find it's a particular story about how Nimrod was murdered, right? And his body parts was scattered to different parts of the earth. You understand? And so out of retaliation for the murder of her son, you understand, Semiramis erected a tree, right, inside of the middle of Babylon. She erected a tree, and everybody in Babylon was to come and worship that tree. You understand? They was to come and bow down to that tree. And if they didn't bow down to that tree, their heads were cut off and hung up on that tree like a bowl. Right. That's where the whole ceremony of putting bowls, decking it with silver and gold, putting bowls up on the tree. It comes from the fact that Semiramis took first off, not only her enemies, you understand, but also anybody who did not worship her son, Nimrod, as a god, would cut their heads off and hang it up on that tree. That is the real story of the reason why Christmas, the reason why the Christmas tree is part of the Christmas tradition. Again, like the brother said, ancient times it wasn't called Christmas. Christmas is more of a modern term. However, it evolved over time and became called Christmas. It's the same holiday, man. It's the same tradition. You understand? And you're in 2020. This is over 1,000 years old when this tradition started. Then we're in 2020, and today you're still worshiping Nimrod and Semiramis, right? Like you're not. This is not about the birth of Christ. You understand? This is not about the nativity scene with little cute baby white Jesus. You know what I'm saying? The little feeble looking Joseph. And little Mary and little innocent Mary. You know what I'm saying? This was not about the so-called nativity scene and the three wise men and the birth of Jesus Christ. Had nothing to do with that. What you are doing when you bow down and pick up that present from that tree, and you only hearing this from the ISUPK,
Right.
is you're worshiping a Babylonian ruler who was wicked, named Nimrod, man. That's who you're worshiping.
Damn right. That's heavy as hell, out of one. And Salaki, sir, I apologize about it because I did have another article where they was talking about the Christmas tree really was supposed to represent like his male reproductive system. Like even the whole spinning the little circle, little whatever that little gold things they wrapping around it, that was like a representation of his sperm.
Which, Salaki, if I could, ain't no surprise.
Right.
Because even in America today, just like how Babylon used to have, used to do stuff to represent certain things, just like in America today, you go to Washington, D.C., and you can find certain things that represented Egypt, right? And one of those things is that so-called the Washington Monument, which in Egypt they call the obelisk or whatever they call it, which is supposed to represent a penis. So, I mean, everything is homosexual related. It goes down to Greco-Roman, Babylonian, ancient Egyptian tradition, and that is what you are worshiping. That's it. That's what you're celebrating. You're celebrating a wicked society that is not of the Hebrew Israelite Jews, man. That did not come from the ancient Israelite traditions that was given to us by our forefathers, which were given to them by the Most High.
Good night. And Salaki, so that's heavy out of one, like to go in on what you were saying, also out of one, like they deal so heavily with like that obelisk is literally a male's penis. Like that's why it's one in Egypt, it's one in America, there's one in Rome. Like the one that they have in Rome is actually the same one that came from Egypt. Like they had it exported to Rome. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these traditions are just wicked and horrible, man. And it's all some type of homosexual vibe behind it, man.
That's right.
Some type of homosexual spirit behind it. It's all ridiculous, man.
That's right.
Even that little wreath that you put on your door, that is a representation of the woman's vaginal area. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start digging inside this, you're gonna find out what you really worship is horrible. And what you are teaching your kids, man, it is not of the Lord Most High God, man.
It's a lot. You wait until Easter comes around.
Oh my!
Because I'm going to give you, when Easter come around, Lord willing, Lord willing, I'm going to give you a heavy breakdown of what those eggs are supposed to really represent. And you'll find out that is in the I'm just gonna give you a hint. That is the representation of slaughtering a baby, a fetus,
right,
and eating it.
Right.
You understand? That's what you're going to find out about Easter. These pagan holidays have disgusting backgrounds, and you worship them in your church, thinking that you're worshiping baby Jesus, man.
Sweet baby Jesus, sweet white, blue-eyed, blonde hair,
Baby Jesus.
6 pounds. 6 pounds.
Rosy cheeks, blonde hair.
Good night. So like sir, and so like sir, I don't want to spoil for people about their Easter, but I remember, like if I could, I don't want to film. I remember like digging into their Easter and finding out what those eggs truly meant, and how many people these filthy, disgusting Hamites, Babylonians killed. Like they were literally like, these people are sick, man. They was like literally having sex with young girls, get them pregnant. The next year after they had a baby, slaughter the baby, take the egg, dip the egg in the baby's blood, eat the baby, and get some more young girls pregnant. It's like,
man, good night, man. It's a lot here. Are we surprised they eat albinos today?
albinos got magic.
Like they eat fried albino today.
Deep fried albino.
Deep fried albino. So that ain't no surprise, man. It's Babylonians. That was the Hamites. You know, it ain't no surprise, man. If they was doing it now, we know they were doing it in that time period. So I mean, that's just, it's hell, man.
And so like I said, that's for all you brothers and sisters who want to go to Africa. Go ahead. We will see you being served up on some rotisserie. He's gonna eat you with some side dish
You're gonna be nigga pop pie.
In other words, nigga pie. You gonna be on a rotisserie for Ham. Ham likes to eat people. And good night, like somebody's getting ate right now as we speak.
Good night.
Good night, man. Salak, it's about time to close our class, but like brothers and sisters, man, do not fall victim for these traditions, man. The Most High is plaguing America, and don't be partakers of her sin, man. Stay away from these Christmas traditions, because you better trust and believe, just like people didn't think that they were going to get sick for celebrating Thanksgiving, and they thought that what the UPK was saying was a joke and was a game, and they thought it was funny, but now look at it now. Look at it now. The coronavirus has increased by 20%, and now the death toll has increased by 30%. They have come out and said that more people are dying daily than the amount of people that died in the World Trade Center and the amount of people that died in Pearl Harbor. So you better think hard and careful before you try to go out here and go against the Most High.
That's right.
Especially if you're watching and tuning into this video and you're listening to what the priests and prophets are saying. We're just here to warn you and tell you what's going to happen.
That's right.
We're not going to force you. We're not going to get out here and cuss you out and yell at you or nothing, but we are going to warn you. And with that, shalom. Read these announcements. All right, ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need to be if they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 through 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'asharah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation, it will be the Feast of Purim. It'll be the Purim. This is on the 14th day of the 15th day of the 12th month. It'll be Thursday, February the 25th through Friday, February the 26th. That'll be 2021. You can read about this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 30 through 31. All right. Remind Akim and Akwaf to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.